This better be a fucking lie, man. And I swear to God, if TMZ is fucking lying about this shit, bro, I swear to God, I don't trust TMZ. I do not trust TMZ. If they are reporting this and it's false, throw every single one of those motherfuckers in fucking jail, man, because that shit, there's no way, bro. It's got to be a lie, man. It's got to straight up be a lie. Like, I feel like legit crying right now, man. I don't even know what to say. Please have this be just some scumbag POS trying to get a story, man. Just please. Please, God. Please.
Heartbreaking news. Kobe Bryant and his daughter, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, passed away in a helicopter accident in Calabasas early Sunday morning. It is heartbreaking. We're still working on trying to figure out the cause of the crash, what caused the helicopter to go down. If you know anything about Kobe Bryant, you know he's traveled on helicopters for decades. He lived in Newport Beach. He worked in Los Angeles, played at the Staples Center, and he would take his helicopter back and forth for years. Something went wrong on Sunday when he and his daughter were on the way to go to the Mamba Academy to work with children to help them, on their basketball skills. And something went wrong with the helicopter. It crashed. Emergency personnel raced to the scene, but unfortunately there were no survivors. 5 people died in total. This is one of the saddest stories I can ever remember working on. Look, I know not everybody loved Kobe Bryant. He certainly wasn't perfect. But in this particular situation, you're talking about a family that lost a father, that lost a daughter. How can you not just feel terrible for everybody involved in this thing? The entire NBA, celebrities from around the world are reaching out to express their condolences for the family, to offer up their thoughts and prayers for the family. Everybody from Shaquille O'Neal to Tom Brady. Even President Trump and Melania posted a tribute to Kobe. An investigation into the crash is underway. This is how I imagine things panning out from here. Most likely the Lakers will commission a statue to be made for Kobe outside Staples Center. The NBA will probably have everyone wear a number 8 or number 24, something to pay tribute to Kobe for the rest of the season. You've got to imagine they'll do something during the Super Bowl and, of course, the Oscars. Kobe Bryant won an Oscar, so he'll probably be honored there as well. R.I.P. to Kobe and his daughter Gianna and everybody else who was unfortunately killed in this wreck.
Play a game right now.
I don't know. I just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody who knew him, known him a long time, and he means a lot to me, obviously. He was such a great opponent, It's what you want in sports. He had that DNA that very few athletes can ever have, the Tiger Woods and the Michael Jordans, It's funny, I was getting to know him more since he retired, this is a tough one. We have to go play. The news is just so devastating for Vanessa and his family, and there's just so many people he touched, it's looking at my young players and seeing how emotional they are. They didn't even know him, and it just tells you how far his reach was. So, this is just shocking news for all of us. And sorry, I don't have a lot to say. I just can't. I have to go talk to a team before a game and tell them to play a game.
What was your last interaction with Kobe like?
No, it was great. We were at a function about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we sat and talked for probably 45 minutes. You know, we always like to reminisce. We would always laugh at our versions of our losses. You know, when we beat them in 2008, he had his version, and when they beat us in 2010, I had my version, and we would laugh at how different we looked at the games. You know, this is a great loss for the league, and I thought he had so much more left to do, you know, and he was starting to do it. Never seen him happier, you know. So, I don't know.
Do you feel blessed that you were able to?
Yeah, I'm lucky that I was part. You know, I'm lucky that I, you know, got to coach and compete, you know, against him, and you know, and I feel for so many people. I mean, it's obviously his family. You know, I can't imagine. You know, Lou played with him. Ty Lue played with him. Cliff coached with him. Kawhi was very, very close with him, and so was Paul George. And he meant a lot of good for our league, and especially the competitive part of our league. So, you know, sometimes things don't make sense, you know, and there's times you should feel, you know, you just feel sad, you know, and this is one of them, and you know you have to get through it. We all will. We all have to be strong. You know, we laughed and joked about the mama mentality. You know, we're all gonna need it right now. You know, and there's nobody. I think everybody right now is a Laker fan. You know, we're all Lakers today. You feel for that community, for Jeannie and everyone else. I think people think because you compete against people sometimes that you don't have a relationship with them and you don't like, and it's probably the exact opposite. I think sometimes the more you compete, the more respect you have for the opponent. You know, I would say that's the way I felt with Kobe, and so that's all. I just don't have a lot to say.
All right, so boom. I am speechless. I am rattled. I am on edge. This was a video I never thought I would be, you know, delivering at this point. But if you did not hear the news, Kobe Bryant, NBA legend, future Hall of Famer, 5-time champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, has died today in an airplane or helicopter crash. All I know is there was an aircraft and it caught flame, thus resulting in the crash, and nobody survived. Confirmed is Kobe Bryant, and there's 4 other individuals. I'm not sure if there was a pilot or Bryant was piloting, you know, the aircraft himself. I'm hearing reports one of his daughters was with him. Others are not confirming. I've heard Rick Fox was on the plane. I've heard his father was on the plane. I'm not sure who the other 4 individuals were, but I know Kobe was on that plane, and I am rattled. I've never been into celebrity worship or anything like that, but if you were a late 80s baby, early 90s baby, or hell, 90s baby, period, you grew up, if you watch sports, or hell, even if you didn't watch sports, you knew who Kobe Bryant was. In fact, growing up in the 90s, late 90s that is, or matter of fact, I should say 2000s, there wasn't a kid who threw a balled up piece of paper or any kind of trash towards the garbage can and didn't say Kobe. This did not happen. It's just like in football when somebody gets the pass caught over their head, you say Most. When you're throwing trash towards trash pail, you say Kobe. This man had an impact on everybody's life. Even if you weren't a Kobe fan, you probably rattled right now because of what this man meant to the game, what he meant to American sports. This is just wild. And what's killing me is we didn't even get a chance to hear this man give his Hall of Fame speech, let alone have him sit there and watch the unveiling of his his statue in front of, the Staples Center. We didn't see him actually get inducted into the Hall of Fame. He had a ton of stuff that he was planning to do. And more importantly, this all happening a day after LeBron James just passed him on the third, for third all time on the scoring list. So he was already on our minds. And to have this happen, what? He just retired 3 years ago. Well, 4, I guess 3.5 now. This is craziness. I don't know what to think. I'm not sure what to feel. Everybody is just completely on edge. And I was in the midst of recording the Pro Bowl skills, competition commentary. And then all of a sudden, bam, I get this alert. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And when it came from TMZ, I didn't expect it to be legit, because TMZ, they don't always have confirmed stories that are not fictitious. We heard Bill Cosby died. We heard Jackie Chan died. We heard somebody else had died. And numerous individuals in which none of them happened to be real. But this one was one of those situations where TMZ reported, and they were the only one who reported for about 6 minutes. And if I kid you not, it felt as if everything stopped, because everybody was waiting and anticipating. And then I was watching the Pro Bowl. You hear the report, hey, we came to come, deliver the news. It was once it got confirmed by Woj, that's when it became real. I got family calling me, crying over the phone. This is, Kobe Bryant is dead. This is, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to feel right now, but life is short, man. People die every day, but this came out of left field. You've seen a lot of prominent deaths over the course of the past couple of years, but if there's anything that you needed that make it feel real, if you're somebody who's 25 or in your 20s or early 30s, and you grew up watching somebody that you idolize and they're gone just like this. This feels like when Chris Benoit died. This feels like when Eddie Guerrero died. This is wild. This feels like when Chester Bennington died. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel right now. I don't even know how I'm supposed to record later today. I gotta go live for the Royal Rumble. This is gonna be tough, man. But Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players of all time, mimicked, he may have had the moves of Michael Jordan, but nobody did it the way that he did it. One of the greatest of all time, undeniably, a top 5 NBA player. His legacy will never, be questioned, and all you can do is pay this man the respect. Hell of a basketball player, hell of a person, and all I can do is extend, my condolences to his wife, because we know it was confirmed that she was not on the plane. I can only hope that his daughters weren't on the plane. Good Lord, he just had a daughter too, man. That's crazy, man. This is ridiculous. I'll see you guys tonight for the Royal Rumble, but damn, man, Kobe Bryant dead at 41 years old.
Nominated tonight, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really great, other than the Kobe, hearing the Kobe news. Other than that, it was most definitely set to be a powerful night for us.
It felt like everything changed, of course, the second that we all heard that, and I feel like everyone's stomachs dropped. Where were you, and how did you find out?
I was actually in my hotel room getting dressed, and somebody got a call, and, they said it, and I looked at them like, before you even repeat something like that, you better really know where that's coming from. And he actually reconfirmed it, and I just stopped what I was doing for a minute and sat down.
It didn't feel real. It didn't feel real. I don't know if you knew him at all. Had you met him over the years? I
had met him.
Yeah.
I had came across him a couple times. He was always a real cool dude. He always showed me love, and it was always genuine. you know, I was a fan of his game, and, you know, it's just real unfortunate.
It's horrible. I know that's going to be a topic of conversation for everybody tonight. You know, it's hard. It's this horrible thing happened. So many people knew him, but we are still here at the Grammys. How do you think you'll approach it? Should you win tonight, how will that feel?
I mean, I feel being a true champion, you really want to always have your history celebrated. So if I was to win, and I'm sure anybody else who win, we got to celebrate Kobe's history, and that's what I think a true champion would want.
That's beautifully said. Thank you. We're just starting off 2020. Is there anything musically you want to accomplish this year? What's next for you?
I'm excited about seeing my label, Maybach Music, release a new body of work together with all of the body parts and all the members. It's going to be real powerful, and we have a lot of new inspiration.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Enjoy your night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm told that we have another tweet that we want to show. As tributes have been pouring in, we've of course been monitoring social media. Oh, I'm told it's Assad. Let's go ahead and listen to that reaction now from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's very difficult for me to put in words how I feel about the loss of Kobe Bryant. As a young boy, I met him when he was 11 or 12 years old. I was friends with his dad, Joe. We were former adversaries. Joe played for the 76ers, but he was a good friend and someone that I shared a friendship. And it's hard for me to understand now how this is affecting Joe and his wife. So to Kobe's family, I want to send my most sincere and heartfelt regrets and prayers, and my thoughts are with you guys. Kobe was an incredible family man. He loved his wife and daughters. He was an incredible athlete and a leader in a lot of ways. He inspired a whole generation of young athletes. He was one of the first ones to leave high school and come into the NBA and do so well, dominating the game and becoming one of the best scorers that the Los Angeles Lakers has ever seen. I had the privilege of being there when he scored his 81-point game, and it was something that I will always remember as one of the highlights of the things that I have learned and observed in sports. Kobe, my thoughts are with you, absolutely. Rest in peace, young man. This loss it's just hard to comprehend. Go with God.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar reacting to the news of Kobe Bryant's death. Bill, you're still with us. I want to ask about the outpouring of support that we're seeing, that we're beginning to see for the family of Kobe Bryant, for his wife and his other daughters. Can you talk a little bit about that kind of support, which I imagine will be a flood here in the next few days?
Yes, I mean, it's going to, I think, Elaine, be, a complicated reality for this family, because they are going to have a level of support, of love, of well wishes, of kindnesses from Los Angeles and beyond given their way, thrown their way, while I would imagine also having to deal with the desire for the privacy they're going to need to mourn, a father and a husband and a second oldest daughter, and just, as a parent, and as awful as the Kobe Bryant story is, and 41 is so young, as President Obama noted in the tweet that you read, and just, as other folks have said, the reality that it is Kobe Bryant and it is, the daughter of Kobe and Vanessa is, that is a difficulty that I can't and wouldn't want to have to comprehend as a parent. And while Los Angeles, and beyond Los Angeles, there's going to be so much love and support sent their way, there's also going to be, I'm sure, a balance that has to be struck as for a family that will be in the spotlight in a way they never have been, on a level, in terms of the mourning and sadness that they never have been, that's going to want some privacy.
Well, forgive me for being emotional. I think that
guys don't know this. I'm not a high-low guy emotionally. I never have been. I'm part of it. In '98, I lost my cousin. He was the pilot in the Navy. Stationed in San Diego, Coronado, and it was a helicopter crash. You know, his widow comes to every game. She lives here in Atlanta. 2 sons. It was March 19th, 1998, my senior year of college. And I say that because I talked to you guys, and I told you guys I did a breakfast club this year with our group, and I've never been able to talk about my cousin. And I talked to our guys in the breakfast club about that. And I just told the guys, one thing I failed to mention is that to this day I still have a hard time looking at helicopters. There's just certain things you don't get over. Today's that day. I never had a personal relationship with Kobe. He's spoken to me a bunch of times, and he's always told me he respects me and he respects the work that I've done, and he's watched me from afar as a head coach and as an assistant. He said it to me in Philly. He said it to me in LA. And it's who Kobe is and what I know of Kobe. What I respect the most, you know, I grew up on the West Coast. I'm a Laker fan as a child, and I've had to denounce being a Laker fan once you get into the profession. But I've always respected his greatness because of his detail and his passion and the intensity of which he plays. But there's nothing more than the respect I have for him as a father. Every image you see of him post-retirement is with his daughters and with his family. Everything you see online, on Twitter, is about positivity. He's encouraging others, retweeting positive comments to others. And I think it's been the biggest transformation of a competitor to a human being that I've ever seen. And that's the sad part about today, is he was someone that everyone looks up to, especially this generation of players. And to see the way he was coming out of retirement and playing to being just a leader of people, WNBA, AAU programs, children's books. We lost a leader. And, you know, it's hard. Our locker room is shaking, the NBA is shaking, the community is shaking, everyone is. Because at the end of the day, you respect what he's been able to accomplish for so many years in so many different ways. So today's tough, you know, as a competitor in our sport. It's really tough to navigate through today. Should we play? Shouldn't we play? It's not up to me. Today is not going to be the end of morning. It's really just a start. And, you know, I told our guys in there, I'm not a high-low guy, and why, and they understood that because of the Breakfast Club. They know my story. But it's a reminder of perspective as to why and to what You know, what's most important? And the now is most important. The who are you? Who do you need to say hello to? Who do you need to reach out to? The perspective of all this is tough because Kobe's untouchable in a lot of those guys' eyes. Any questions?
When you think of what Kobe meant to the game and the sport, and sport overall, what stands out to you?
Well, in a lot of ways, you know, when we speak of greatness, we speak of the accomplishments. What any competitor knows about Kobe is the work and the detail. You know, the understanding of the NBA rule book so he can find an advantage offensively. Being there early, working on, you know, footwork of one post move for an hour and the repetition of it. Hiring, and I know the guy, hiring Mike Procopio to do his personal scouting reports and know exactly how every defender is going to defend them, where they're going to help from. You know, he paid money for a coach that wasn't in the NBA to personally scout how he was going to be defended. So when you think of greatness, it's not just the accomplishments; it's what he poured into it. I don't know. You know, it's. I'll feel this way for a while. So I'm sure the players will. I don't know the answer to that. I think it's tough to play. I think it will be tough, and you know, and we've all experienced tragedy at some point, and the response is, you know, individually you have to mourn and grieve how you feel most appropriate as a team. I don't know, you know, how you do it, but I think we'll do what we're asked to do, and we'll try and make the most of it.
Trey's been very vocal on social media. I believe he trained with Kobe and was close with Kobe. Did you have any words, especially just to Trey, on how to...
No, we sat as a group, and a couple guys shared their individual stories that they have with Kobe. You know, I'll let Trey explain his. But he had been in contact with them. You know, I think they said it had been to 3 NBA games this year, and 2 of them were ours, in LA and in Brooklyn. But yeah, you know, they're all just kind of shaken up right now.
I can't imagine that you've experienced anything like this as a head coach. So if you do play, how do you coach a game like this?
Well, you definitely have to take in everyone's emotions, understanding that side of it. And, you know, at some point, and I don't know if today is the day, but at some point, the perspective and the reality of it kicks in, and understanding, you know, what do you learn? What, you know, what's, you know, especially from a player like Kobe, it's what would Kobe have done? How would he have approached it? What made him great? And to honor him is to duplicate what he's done, which is compete, prepare, be intense and passionate about your craft, your profession. We have a ton of young guys in there that are still learning the NBA. And that's, you know, no better example of a player and no better example of a person. So I think it's really just understanding the emotions of the day and just moving forward regardless of, you know, how guys handle it, and keeping that in perspective and understanding.